Thanks for staying with us. So over the weekend, a video went viral showing the daughter of the president, the Iyaloja of Lagos. She was telling Nigerians not to go out to protest. According to her, let me try to get her, what she said specifically here. She mentioned that, let me try to get, it says that Iyaloja General emphasized the dangers of joining the hashtag and bad governance process. She emphasized on the significant progress made by the Lagos state government and called for patience and the federal government led by her father. Join us right now. She'll be joining us a bit later to shed more light on this. But that video went viral because obviously people had issues with her asking parents to have their children not come out for the protest. We'd like to hear her own views on why she thought it was necessary to come out to say that to people. But before that, I'd like to hear your own thoughts when you saw that video. She was urging market women in the state to prevent their children from participating in the planned protest. And we've discussed earlier that, we've said yesterday that protesting is a constitutional right of every Nigerian. So why would anybody ask you not to protest? What are your thoughts? I think she'll be joining us in a few moments. I'm not sure if she'll play the video, but I knew I wanted to play the video, but I'm hoping that because it's in Yoruba, but I'm sure that Nima can help us translate. But before the video comes, go ahead.
So when I saw that video, I really didn't pay attention to it because I felt she was addressing familiar faces, family members. And you know, we hear it every time. Now, even I am saying to my neighbors, I must not see your kids join any protest. Come out, you know, let nobody injure your kids because we are afraid having this experience and trauma of answers that people will be injured or people will hijack it. We always say, no, don't let your child be the victim or the one caught in such a chaos. So lock your child. Is a normal slogan. So I didn't pay much attention to what she said. I felt she was addressing familiar faces, people within her space like every other person is doing. But what I did not find funny was that there was a protest to say no protest. That one.
They just mails it up.
Of irony. You know, I felt like I just laughed when I saw the video online yesterday sitting in traffic. I was like, did they protest make on a no protest? I said, how is that possible? But you know,
did you see one northern one that
Niger State?
Yes, Niger State. They all came out with placards. One was even carrying her own. It was upside down. She didn't even know. She was just carrying it. You could tell that those ones, they just gave them as it was sponsored. So, you could tell that it was sponsored.
I am, like Nima said, the Iyaloja has a right to have a conversation with her constituents. These are people that have signed up to our advice and our counsel. And many people are having, even my mom called me and said, on Thursday, sit down inside your house, so that kind of thing. Like, if parents are talking to their children to say, yes, you might feel aggrieved and want to join the protest, but you don't understand the entirety of what is going on, don't get involved. So I feel it is appropriate for the Iyaloja to talk to the market people because they are involved in the marketplace and they are at risk if anything goes wrong, being that based on where they are positioned. We don't want you to lose your children, talk to people, don't get involved. That's advice from
an
elderly person to people that respect her. The one that worries me is the level of, on this show I said, even me, I'm worried about the protest getting hijacked, but it seems to be like a concerted effort to talk about it over and over again that the protest is going to get hijacked, that even you that want to protest before, you will not start feeling like, if I did not want to do again, say, I must do this thing they're saying. So I think that we might end up getting more aggravation with the level of clampdown. They are trying to clamp down on this protest taking place. I also join voices with those that are saying the president should speak, especially since there are many people around him talking on his behalf, that he should also address the nation concerning.
But we've always said that, how come government doesn't have intelligence? They don't have intelligence. They have intelligence that something's going to happen, and they're trying to stop it. And now we're also complaining that they're trying to, because we say there's no communication to tell us, you know, they'd have told us, because, again, as I said, I'm getting frustrated as a Nigerian because I'm really getting tired that what exactly do we want? If these people don't say, I have intelligence, and they keep quiet and allow the protest to happen, and something happens, we'll question them. Did they not know? Because I remember when NSAS happened, we asked that, did they not see intelligence? Did they not get information that this is going to happen? And to prevent the carnage that happened. So in this situation, they are saying we have intelligence that some people want to hijack this peaceful protest. In view of that, we're asking that please avoid it. So we get that part. But if they do not, we're complaining that
there was intelligence and we did not have respect anymore for authority. the governors, particularly Lagos, and some other states, and the police then were saying there was a possible hijack of the protest.
Yeah.
And Nigerians felt it was a method to prevent the protest, forcing them to end it. So you will hear people say, then catch the hijackers, go and find them, as if when they are in your midst and they are mixed with the crowd, they can be selected like bees and stoned. You know, the government was saying it, but there was a lack of respect for authority, and Nigerians continued. We saw Governor Sanwo-Olu being pelted with pure water during the NSAS, and he was one of those who went out to meet them. They later gave him a what's it called? Conclusion. What's it called?
Demands.
Telling me right now. Their demands.
List of
demands that he should take to the president. Yes. Which, you know, we saw all those videos, but he was so disrespected. I can't even believe authority would be that. And he made attempt to interface. So when somebody makes an attempt to interface and we take it and say, okay, we don't catch him. This is the one we must drag. You know, we saw a lot of things. You know, and somebody was saying online that the NSAS the protest started after the shooting. I was not here when the shooting happened. We were trying to get home. It was getting heightened. And I paid all the way. And I was still accosted at Abulado by some boys. I did not know who, where, and what. And I prevented from getting home. You know, so we saw all of this happen before the shooting that night. And so we saw all of this. It was getting heightened. And this is what everybody fears. And all of us cannot have the same account of one experience of... It's my account that I will tell you. It's your own that you will tell me. Yeah. But we saw that happen. And so when this information, intelligence that I mentioned is given, what do you do with it? What you do with it is what you hear. Dr. Tosi yesterday was sending me audio from America. Hey, all your children, all of you locked doors, stay indoors. So it's what... That's
what I found bizarre is that I remember that when this whole issue of inflation, people making on prices and then increasing their prices... in the markets came up, we saw that the Oni of Ife came out to try to get people to stop doing all these things and stop this arbitrary increase of prices. We didn't see Iyaloja of Lagos come and say anything, to come and instruct the market women on how to ensure. We didn't hear her. Even though the time that I think Commissioner for Agriculture, someone was shouting at them at that Lagos market meeting, saying that we have given you at discounted prices, sell to Nigerians at this discounted prices. They were working against the good of the people. We didn't hear Iyaloja come out. Suddenly, protests happened and we are hearing her voice. So Nigerians are asking, why now?
It's possible she was talking to her people. And you know the way media works. You took the story yesterday where they said everybody have traveled out. We did not take that all the institutions are on their usual break.
But why are we avoiding this thing? It's because it's her father that is the president. That's why she came out to talk. And she knows. So
would you talk if your father was the president? Wouldn't you come and talk and say, please, don't protest, don't come and disrupt the government?
Well, that one, you know, the price zone, the high price zone is different. But of course, because it's her dad, that's why she's coming out to plead with people. Because even this guy, dark man, black man, very dark man, he even told her that, please, please help us beg daddy. Temikemu beg daddy, please, that you should please help us. The economic situation is very, people are suffering, people can't eat and all. So they all explained all of these things to her. And to a large extent, to me, I don't think I don't support protest because of what happened the last time. Immediately I heard this protest, me and my friend, we sat down, we're thinking of how to protect our offices and our shops.
Which is our concern.
Yes. And we started thinking of getting OPC to come and protect our this thing from, you know, because it was...
I know somebody who was supposed to travel this weekend. They changed their flight to today. Exactly. Leaving the country today.
You see, the NSAS own, when it happened, at some point, they said they had already dialogued with the government, and as of that time, some of the celebrities were now saying, leave the toll gate, leave the toll gate, leave the toll gate. But they didn't leave the toll gate. They still stayed
that's
there.
when it is hijacked. It will go beyond the organizers.
That was when
something is taken out of you, you can't control it anymore. AY was there, holding flag with them, and he was one of those trying to leave, saying leave. Those people left. People stayed back because they believed they lacked trust for wherever the information was coming from, and they stayed back. And
we're supposed to have Iyaloja, that's Mrs. Folasade Tinubu-Ojo on the show, but for some reason I'm not able to get her. I'm not sure why she's not able to come on the show, but we really wanted her to be on the show to answer a few questions. But there's something that Tope said I'd like us to go back to. Nigerians are asking Mr. President to come and address us on this matter. I mean, some will argue the man is busy doing his job, running the country. He's signing the bill for the minimum wage. He's working to resolving Dangote issue. There are real issues he's solving. He doesn't want to be distracted. But others are saying this issue can spiral out of focus. So we need him to come out. So do you think the president should come out to address Nigerians on 100%.
This matter? 100%, yes.
he should address Nigeria.
Why do we always have this issue of president? Anytime we have this kind of issue, presidents don't want to come out and address
the advisors advise them not to.
But when it's time for election, they come out and they talk to us.
They eat corn.
So why is it that when it's time, when there's problem, they can't even come out and address Nigeria?
Could it be because there's no organized, there's nobody they're talking to. They feel like.
So the thing is, this thinking of there's no organized. We cannot organize the hunger. Do you understand? Like, there cannot be an organized, I don't need to know who is in another street that is talking about the protest. If I wasn't on TV, just by the fact, if I did not feel like it might get hijacked or I might not be safe, I would want to join the walk.
Where do you know you're going to?
How?
Who told you where you're going to?
I'm sure they'll definitely be in Alausa.
You don't know that, so you know, but the guy, the other person, your neighbor, who has no idea, who doesn't watch TV, has no clue. Wants to join protest.
We will see it on.
So
online, what has been coming up on on X over and over again is that we want to take a walk against hunger.
From where to where?
Obviously. I want to join a walk against hunger. No, let me just say, I want to join a walk against hunger because I feel that there is more hunger in town now than before. So I would love to join that walk so that the government will see that I sincerely believe that I want to pressure the government to do all they can do and even much more to provide and make food affordable. However, when the government is saying I cannot talk to them because we don't know their leader, it's not I cannot talk to them because we don't know their leader.
Yeah.
The average young person on Twitter is saying I want to go out, my transport fare has tripled in the past 1 year. Yeah. So I don't care who is the leader. Me, Seth, I want to join the streets. So, the woman that called said, my children cannot eat yam. I cannot afford to buy it. She said she wants to join the streets. So who is the leader of that person?
So let me try
address the hunger in town.
Let me try to respond to that in a second. Absolutely right. Nobody needs any leader to do anything, to walk on the streets, to protest. But there is no revolution. There is no war. There's no protest that does not end at a conversation table. Somebody at some point, after all of us gone crazy, somebody will say, okay, let us sit down. Somebody told us, reminded us yesterday, that a few people tried to do that during the NSAS, and people said, no, you're not our leader. Because, so where does this stop? So what we need to learn from our fathers who protested in the past is that there is a system to every single thing. We can't just say, we are all crazy, we are all going to go to the street. There has to be a process, because if not, we'll have a banana republic. Countries are protest, somewhere, so there's got to be a line that is drawn.
Except we consider reading a script and addressing issues by the president has been engaging Nigerians. Since the notification and all the hardship outcry, he has signed the Minimum Wage Act. He has removed duty to, at least if our local producers are not producing enough, remove duty, let the food be many. If there's plenty, demand will reduce, there will be adequate supply, people would buy cheaper. He has done that. He has also done something this morning I took gladly in the papers, reduce the price of rice. Hopefully that will influence our farmers because we eat only local, and then they would also drop prices. We're seeing the president's action, policy by policy reacting. But you want to, you should come and read paper and talk to us Nigerians. Maybe when he lines out all those things and reads it, that's when we're reading papers.
Even
because you
there's a message here.
You know that Mr. President can come out today and talk, and Nigerians they're not going to back
They will do.
Exactly. So it's not about him talking. We have the time. It's not about whatever he says.
Let's see
the place says
I would prefer more action than words.
Yeah.
The place said things happen. The place says that when they campaign, they no find leader.
They no find leader. Yes.
That's what the place is saying. So that also answers that question of why is there leader? They did not look for who the leader is.
I don't understand that.
There were some leaders.
You're comparing oranges and mangoes. Oranges and apples.
What I would just say.
You're going to vote. Nigerians, every vote would count. That's
a statement.
Yeah.
When you vote for,
I don't need to discuss with you to agree on who you vote for.
You know, but when you're protesting that something should change, your entire demands has to be tabled, itemized, and addressed. And then all we are just doing is we are just shouting. It's like when we used to be in class and we're all shouting, the teacher would say, I cannot hear anybody.
The challenge now
Send your leader to me and let us talk about it.
Yes. Everybody now that are organized are pulling out from the protest. The Igbo youths have pulled out from the protests.
They're not organized. They're not part of the organizers.
They are saying we are not.
Yes, they are not part of the organizer. They're just saying we're not part of it.
No, they are saying these collections, those groups are saying, all the groups have pulled out, NLC has pulled out, and everybody is saying, so who is left to do the protest? Like I've already said, I'm not in support of anything that because I'm worried about. We've seen how Nigerians can get. Any little thing, they'll start pulling down fence or pulling down something. We don't need that right now. We want peace to reign. We want businesses to continue to thrive. And truthfully, I believe the government has made a show of response to what is the agitations of people with the signing of the bill, providing food, but we have a trust deficit. Mariah, we've discussed this several times. The Nigerians don't trust the system, but at what point will you trust? If you choose, you have to sow a seed of, I am going to trust that this thing will work for me. It is not going to be based on evidence. It's going to be based on hope and trusting that my trust will not be betrayed. That's the appeal that everybody is making now because we want peace to reign. The cost of fixing that MTN office and all the places that they destroyed just within few hours yesterday, who is going to bear that cost? Which is why we are worried that if they do this protest now and they destroy anything, who will bear the cost?
MTN office, how would your line get reconnected? Like, you go there and scatter their tables, scatter everything because you're angry. Now, when the dust now settles, how would you reconnect your
connection will take longer because they need...
Exactly. So we think, so my point is that we can choose to go crazy, but we must also remind ourselves that let us see how it's done. If we want to protest, what I would rather us do is whoever is putting this together, come out and say, guys, we are protesting. I think there was one of the protests that they did many years ago, where they said, we are moving from Alausa to this place. We are walking, and then the police will come there, protect them. They'll get the police approval, then you walk and it's peaceful. That I would support, that I would participate in. But protest that we have no idea what's going on, just protest. Protest where to where? What exactly are you looking for? Sure. So we need to remind ourselves to do the things right way, because when you should do it as it's done.
Don't become a
pawn. So we know.
Yeah,
don't become a pawn. Don't become a pawn.
The story of Solomon.
Yeah, we have to go, unfortunately.
One woman claimed the child, the other woman said,
kill him.
One was willing to kill the child to divide because she had no stake.
Thank you.